Hi, and welcome to Plastic Free North Devon Business Bites, which aims to shine a bit of a light on some of the amazing businesses that we have here in North Devon that are trying to help us all be a little bit more sustainable. And I hope this little series of talks will help to inspire a few more businesses to take steps. And our first person that we have on board is Kerry from Little Roadway Farm. Hi, Kerry.
Hi.
Kerry, so you're our first person on this series. Can you just tell us a little bit about what you do, what your business is?
So we are a family-run campsite. We've been here for 26 years, and over the last few years, we've sort of diversified into not just the campsite, but bring our business into more of a plastic-free, sustainable type business. And this year has pushed us into opening up our shop, more of a farm shop for the locals as well as the campers. We kind of have pushed our opinions on the campers, and now we're opening it up more for locals as well to be able to enjoy what we sell.
Perfect. So have you got a particular ethos behind your business that you would like to share?
No, I mean, I think we're massively passionate about, the environment and the world that we live in. And we just want to really be as plastic free and as sustainable as possible. Things like having local suppliers for food and drink and all our shampoos and things like that. And just, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. That sounds good. Okay, next question. Oh my God, I've forgotten my questions. Okay, what tools do you use to help your customer base reduce their impact? So what sort of things do you have on offer that can help us do all be a little bit greener?
Well, we don't stock, or we try not to stock anything in the shop that has any kind of plastic packaging. So we'll only supply in the shop, we'll only have like glass bottles of milk, fruit and veg that's plastic free, things like that. And we always encourage our campers as well to recycle. We have all the recycling bins on site. We have the Plastic Free North Devon posters everywhere throughout the toilet block. There is no excuse for anyone not to see them. They are everywhere, just to highlight all the issues with everything that's going on in the area. And social media. We do a lot of publicizing on social media to highlight beach cleans, things like that. So not just locals, but people that come and stay with us will be able to see what we do in our county. So yeah, we really push that and just try and encourage people to buy plastic free items and then think about their waste as well. So we do that through our Instagram and putting shouts out, things like to the locals, at Halloween, when we sort of shout out and say, if you finish with your pumpkins, bring them to us rather than going to landfill so that the piggies can eat them. And at Christmas, we do the same with Christmas trees, because I don't know why, but alpacas seem to love them. So our alpacas really love the Christmas trees. So we get people to donate their Christmas trees to us. We put them in the field with the alpacas and they kind of brush against them and then eat them.
Amazing. And you do quite a lot of you reuse a lot of materials to make certain products as well. Don't you make cushions out of old jumpers? And
I do, yes. Yeah, I've had a few friends that have donated lots of old clothes, duvet covers, things like that. And I make lots of cushion covers. I made socks out of the sleeves of a jumper.
wow.
Yeah, they were really warm and cozy. I must admit they didn't last long, so I need to sort of kindly think that one. But yeah, and I get wool donated to me because I love in my spare time crocheting and knitting. So I knit and crochet scarves and things like that, and then we donate a portion back to Plastic Free North Devon because it gets donated to us. So it only seems right to be able to donate something back.
It's very kind. And I was going to say that what was quite good to plug your Christmas crackers that you're doing at the moment as well.
Yeah, I'm making Christmas crackers.
Reusable Christmas crackers.
Yeah, they are felt reusable Christmas crackers, and I'm making those at the moment. I started making them a few years ago, and I think I sold about 10. And this year we're at 201, which is incredible. Yeah, absolutely amazing. And yeah, they're just made from felt, and me and my mum sit and sew them and then post them out to people. But I've had, thankfully, lots of people donating toilet rolls for me, which is the main insert of the cracker.
Oh, okay. That's amazing. I just think that's kind of attribute to the kind of maybe where this campaign and this movement is going, that people are just thinking a little bit more. They're searching out options that maybe don't involve buying single-use crackers, whether they're green or not. It's just actually trying to get away from that, replacing one with another, and actually let's try and reuse what we do every year rather than buying new. So it's pretty
Yeah.
amazing. Okay, let's move on to the next question. So one of the other things that we asked you was, what tools have you used in your journey that have helped you reduce your environmental impact within your business internally? So if you've contacted suppliers or done something with your electricity, or like, what have you done internally as a business?
Lots and lots of research. I'm on the
Yeah.
laptop constantly looking for a product if we need to change it. Is there someone out there who can supply us with something different? Or even getting in touch with suppliers and sort of saying, could you change the way you package this to us? You know, like whether it's a beer company who would normally send it in a tray box and then plastic around it, we'll sort of speak to them and say, could you send it in just a box without the plastic? And a lot will do that. So speaking to suppliers is a huge one for us, and seeing how they will change things. And then things like, we're looking into now just having a look at changing our electricity supplier, or speaking to them about becoming a bit more greener. And then just in, like, with a business, it's, you know, you could be writing a lot of checks and things like that and posting those kind of things. So all our invoices and everything all come online. We only print out what we need to print out. When I do the orders online, and for the bookings for the campsite as well, we never print out anything that we don't need to.
Yeah.
So it's not necessary to print out any invoices for things like that. So yeah, we've changed all that and just doing online banking and things.
Amazing. Thank you. Okay, so what challenges have you had to face with following your business model, if any, and is there any solutions that you've come up with?
I think one of the biggest issues we've had is that some campers don't understand why we do. So they'll be like, oh, you know, why don't you sell a bottle of fizzy drink? And then explain it to them, and they go, hey, right, well, it just gets recycled, doesn't it? Which in some ways it does, but it's not helping the problem if it just gets recycled.
Yeah.
So we've had to kind of explain that to quite a few people, which, you know, that can be an issue. And we have had some suppliers that no matter what their product is, they won't change the packaging on it. And there's a few suppliers that I have just gone, well, if you're not going to make the effort, and you're telling me you're only going to make the effort if it becomes law, then I don't want to spend money with you anymore, because that's not how we work. So I'd say that's kind of one of the issues, is just sometimes the stuff that you can get from suppliers, they don't always see the way you're going with things and don't understand it more than anything.
Yeah, they're waiting for legislation to force them to do it, rather than taking the kind of opportunity to lead from the front. Although that's not the case for all businesses by any stretch. I think business tends to kind of be a few steps ahead of government legislation anyway, if they're onto stuff. So hopefully that hasn't been your experience right the way through. And I suppose the visitor campaign that we work with you on as well helps to kind of educate the people that you have to your campsite.
Oh, definitely. And I think actually, because of the way we are on social media and things like that as well, that has encouraged people to want to come and stay with us, because they see the way we are, and they see the things we've got in the shop, and it kind of makes them want to come and stay with us rather than someone else, because they really like what we're doing and how we do what we do. So yeah, I think it's a good thing.
Conscious holiday makers. I know when we try and select somewhere to stay now, it's kind of, it's really nice if you can see a story behind the person that you're going to stay with, or who you're giving your money to. And yeah, it's much nicer to feel like you're paying into something that's doing something positive for the environment, rather than something that's kind of just draining. So yeah, I think that's a really big one. And I think probably, again, grown in the last couple of years, people are becoming a lot more aware of where they spend their money. And if there is the opportunity for a kind of slightly greener place to stay, than the alternative, then people are going for that. So that's really cool to hear. And the final question, if I can get, have you got any advice or tips to any other businesses wanting to become more sustainable? Any final kind of words of wisdom from yourself?
No, I mean, I would just say the main one is research, and talking to people, even if it's just, you know, family members, things like that, about the business that you have and what things you could possibly change, and how you would go about changing it. And Facebook, I know some people really don't enjoy being on social media and things like that, but Facebook and Instagram are such a good tool when it comes to looking for advice and things like that, and looking for potentially people in your area that can supply you, so you're not buying, you know, your food from different countries. You can find a source local to you, and sometimes you don't realize that's there until you join these kind of groups, you know. And I think, just as horrible as it is being on the laptop all the time, because it can be monotonous, I think, yeah, research and just speaking to people and just seeing what other people are doing in your area.
Yeah, absolutely, opening up that conversation and getting your heads with somebody else that's kind of a lot more like-minded, and soon you realize that you're not such a solo warrior and there's actually lots of other crazy people like us around.
And start small, because I know, like, people will be like, yeah, I want to go plastic free and change everything, which is really overwhelming. And I think it's just those little things that you kind of drip feed into your business. You know, we started with changing our takeaway packaging. It was just as simple as that. We needed new cups, so instead of going for, you know, 4 years ago, the polystyrene cups, we went for the compostable cups, which aren't great in some ways because they have to be done in a certain way, but they do help. And then obviously then introducing, you know, you like bring your own cup and things like that. So it was just a really slow process for us to get to where we are now, but just start small as well.
Yeah, that's really good advice. I think everyone is on a journey, aren't they? And some are a little bit further ahead than others, but that doesn't mean to say that your journey isn't the right journey that you're on. It just depends on your situation and your circumstance at that time. And
to started at home and just started making changes for ourselves as a family, and then it just naturally integrated into the business, and it kind of just naturally flowed that way. So it was kind of easy to make those little changes, and it's worked.
Oh, it's so nice speaking to you. It's all been really, really useful advice. And if you need to find any of Kerry's stuff, obviously you can go to her website. We also have a little shop now on our website where you can buy stuff. We'll direct you to Kerry's page, and she actually gives a donation from a few little bits that she sells, which is amazing for us as a little growing charity. So thank you again for your time. I hope this has been useful for everyone that's listening, and we'll see you soon, Kerry.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.